Welcome back to the channel. What's up, lit up fam? It's your girl Pearl, and we're back with another video just for you. And today I want to talk about a really important topic. And this one is something I experience on a regular basis as an entrepreneur, and I'm sure other entrepreneurs can relate to this too. And it's the topic of overwhelm, right? How can we reduce overwhelm in our business, reduce our stress? This is something that I have been actively working on a lot, and I'm going to share some of my best mindset tips and tricks, things that we can do and incorporate, and perceptions that we can shift, beliefs we can shift to allow us to operate better, to have less overwhelm, to have less stress in our day-to-day life. Because I truly don't believe that we need to be stressed out as entrepreneurs as we build our business. Like, yes, there are stressful moments, but we get to build the resiliency and build the tools that help us reduce that stress, right? And reduce the overwhelm to create more joy in our life and a more good process, not good, but the word didn't come up that I want to say, but a more enjoyable process as we build our business, because that's what I'm all here to help you with, to help you build and create a life that you love as you build your business where you feel so good, right? And so the one thing that I think is really important to mention is that chronic stress, like stress that we experience on a day-to-day basis, stress that it's extended in our bodies, is actually the leading cause of chronic diseases and illnesses, right? In the society, in North American society specifically. So it's super important to learn how to reduce our stress in any way possible, right? And a lot of our stress is actually self-induced. Unfortunately, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to have certain deadlines, to do all these things, to, post this and be here and do a million and one things because this coach said that, but oh, I gotta do that, but I also gotta juggle this and gotta take care of my well-being, but I gotta, like, we always have so many things we think we need to do. And the first thing that really helps me is like, what do I actually need to do? Right? What is actually really important? Because for me, when I get really overwhelmed, it's like because I think I need to do all these things right now. It's like you gotta do it right now, unless everything's gonna fall apart. Like I'm in this huge rush to get really successful right now, or to complete all these milestones. But learning and realizing that I get to slow down. You know what I mean? If I'm in this for the long run, why am I rushing the process? There's no reason or need to rush the process. It just causes more anxiety, more stress, more overwhelm, more negative feelings. And I'm trying to experience more positive feelings every day. So, one big shift I made is like, I don't actually have to do anything because I'm choosing to build a business. I'm choosing to be an entrepreneur. I'm choosing to have this lifestyle, which I'm very grateful for. So, the fact that I'm choosing this, it also means I'm choosing to be overwhelmed every day. But if I'm choosing that, why can't I just choose to be more joyed? More joyed? Is that not even a word? Why can't I choose to be more joyful every day, right? Why can't I choose to have more positive experiences? And so this is like, where in our life are things that we're telling ourselves we have to do aren't actually things we have to do. Like, do you have to post that much content? Do you have to be on all social media platforms? Do you have to get all these deadlines? Like, we are the boss. In case you forgot, sis, we are the boss. We're in control of our life. We're in control of our day to day, of our business. That's why we want to be an entrepreneur. We want to have freedom. We want to be in control. We want to make our own schedule. So why do so many of us, myself included, I used to do this, I'm much better at it now, but we put all these deadlines and we cram our days full and we make all these things that we have to do in X amount of time, and we got to do all this pressure stuff, and it just comes from a place of, I'll speak from experience, maybe you can resonate with this, but it came from a place of lack, came from a place of unworthiness, came from a place of not enoughness, right? And this not enoughness drove me to do all these things that I thought I needed to do, but I didn't actually need to do them, right? This is actually why I burnt out so hard. Because I thought I had to do all these things and spread myself so thin, chasing this milestone to hit that 10K month. But I didn't even need to do any of that. You know what I mean? And I truly believe like having sustainable, successful business in the long run means that you must be healthy, you must be thriving in the journey. Like, those, you cannot build a long-term business if you're burnt out and needing to, like, if you're sick and your immune system can't support yourself because you're not sleeping or you're not resting because you're so stressed out, right? Fun fact, stress actually reduces how your immune system functions. So if we're always stressed out, we're operating at an immunocompromised state, which means that our immune system is functioning at a lower state, because when we're in our stress response, our immune system is not fully optimized. And so that means every day we're at more risk of getting sick and sick because we're stressing ourselves out so much. And so I realized that and I was like, wow, why am I doing this to myself? Like, there's literally no reason. Like, I've committed to my business for the long term. So if I'm in it for a long term, whether I hit that 10K month, that six figures, that $1 million in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, it doesn't matter because I'm in here. Like, we're like this. We're married. You know what I mean? It's a long term relationship. And so my new thought process is, well, how can I make this journey, this relationship, the most beautiful one that I can ever have? How can I make this relationship so enjoyable? How can I make it healthy and set beautiful boundaries and good communication with myself and my business? You know what I mean? Like, viewing it as this, how can we improve the relationship between ourselves and our business? How we view it, how we perceive things, the tasks we make ourselves do, right? And so that allowed me to actually change deadlines, push things back. And I keep revisiting this every day because every day I'll be like, okay, I get to do all these things, right? Also, fun fact, if you shift the way you word things in terms of like, oh, I have to do this versus I get to do this, like the energy just changes. So I now say to myself, oh, I get to do this. Like, I get to make a YouTube video. I get to post on social media. I get to record a podcast or whatever, right? And that becomes so much more empowering because we're choosing to and we get to. It's actually a blessing that we get to build the business of our dreams. And so all the things I get to do, but it's like, oh, like I can push that back a week. No one's going to come to you and fire you. Like, you are your own boss. Like, I think, myself included, a lot of us think there's like negative ramifications if we, don't do things on time or like don't hit that deadline. But like, we set deadlines for ourselves. So like, yes, having deadlines are important, don't get me wrong. But also, if you're realizing you're putting too much on your plate, just push it back. Like, nothing bad's gonna happen. Your clients aren't gonna divorce you, or like, they're not gonna leave you. As long as you have clear communication and you state like, hey, okay, I put way too much on my plate. I bit off too much and I can chew. I'm just gonna postpone this. I'm gonna do this, move things around. And then, if you feel like you need to, then give them something special or do something extra for them. You don't have to though, but if you feel like it, and just move on. Like, we're human, we're learning, we're navigating, but the idea that we have to do all these things and we're always in a rush and we're having a need and have to and the not enoughness and the lack, and that is not the energy. I used to be a lot in that energy, and I was always go go go, hustle hustle hustle, let's get it done as fast as possible, while I hated the journey. Like, the day to day, I was miserable. And so this is a big part of my mission, is like, how can we make the day to day so much more enjoyable? How can you do things that make you happy, that fill you up, that light you up, right? Give yourself space and time to take care of your body, take care of yourself, to treat yourself like the queen you are, right? Because there's no need to be overwhelmed every single day in your business. I actually don't believe it needs to be like that. And because I experienced that, I know there's a different way to live. Like, right now, I reduce overwhelm as much as possible. And that's not to say, like, I still get overwhelmed some days, but when I feel overwhelmed, I'm like, I step back, I'm like, okay, this means I'm putting too much on my plate. This means maybe I'm leaning more into that old habits of go, 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 of not doing enough. Like, where am I looking at these patterns that are coming back, right? Where can I look at my schedule, all the things that I'm doing, and be like, oh, I'm actually doing a lot. Like, wow. Like, if you're watching this, I want you to take a step back after this video and actually look at all the things you do in a day. Something I've started doing that's been absolutely game changer is actually write down everything I do in a day. I'm doing like a 90-day, I'm tracking all the things I'm doing in my business for 90 days to see like actually how much I'm doing and the progress I'm making. We actually get so much shit done every single day that we don't even acknowledge ourselves for, right? So where can you look at your day, take a step back and be like, wow, I'm actually accomplishing so much. I'm doing amazing. Like, give yourself a pat on the back, right? Like, we don't congratulate ourselves enough. We don't celebrate ourselves enough. We don't acknowledge ourselves enough. That's a really big one too, right? Like, I'm really big about celebration in my world, in my containers, because it's the biggest thing so many of us are lacking, is the celebration of the acknowledgement, the recognition. Like, damn, look at you doing all these things and juggling this and this and this while being a human, while adulting, while living life, while maintaining your mental health as best you can. Like, dang, we do so much. And so it's like, where can you look at that in your life and be like, this is actually impressive? I don't need to be overwhelmed because I'm actually doing so much, and this gets to be incredible. It gets to be fun, right? And so taking your power back and like realizing you're in control. You are the one that gets to choose how you feel every day. And yes, feelings are going to come up. But it's like, how long do you want to sit in that feeling? How long do you want to sit in your overwhelm? How long do you want to sit in the fear, in the anxiety, in the negative mindset, right? Something I'm really getting better at doing is I feel the feeling, I assess it. Feelings are just data, all right? Feelings are data that maybe something's not in alignment, right? Or maybe something is in alignment, right? So depending on the feeling you're feeling, if it's overwhelm, anxiety, negativity, fear, maybe it means something's not in alignment, or maybe you're, you know, or that something needs to be looked at, right? The feelings just telling you something. Same with positive feelings. And so if we just look at the feelings we're having as data, like, oh, let me take a look at this, right? A lot of times we ignore our feelings or, brush them off, but it's very important and powerful to tune in to what you're feeling. And that's actually a guide as you navigate through life. And so I'm getting better at looking at the feeling I'm feeling and be like, okay, what's this trying to tell me? And then tuning into my intuition as well. Be like, okay, maybe I actually don't need to be doing all the things that I'm doing. Maybe I don't need to set this deadline. Maybe I can push back my launch date. Maybe I don't have to post 5 times on TikTok and do 5 pieces of content on all these other platforms, right? How can I be more smart and more efficient in all the things I'm doing? How can I reduce my overwhelm, right? And there's so many different ways to do this for ourselves. And this is just a way to improve our day-to-day experience in our business. So using feelings to navigate that and shift your state. Another thing that I work on is I don't sit in my feeling for long. So I feel a feeling, I assess it, like what's it trying to tell me? And then I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe I need to shift this, make that change, implement it, and I shift my state. So I don't need to sit in overwhelm for an hour. Oh my God, there's so much to do. I can't do this. Entrepreneurship is so hard. Like, no, I don't need to sit in that. It's like I move. Cool. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Why? Because of this. Because I'm working from a place of lack again. Let's revisit that. Let's reshift that. What are some deeper beliefs I need to shift? Okay, boom, move, and I do the thing and I make the change, right? So it's like how fast do you sit in that feeling, or how fast do you move to that feeling? How long do you want to sit through it? And that's up to you. That's a choice, right? Something I'm really, really tuning deeper into is like the amount of time we let ourselves experience something is a choice, right? And so I want to choose to experience more positive feelings more often. So that I choose to shift my state to experience more positive feelings more often, especially on my business and what I'm building, right? So there's so many different ways we can do this, but really tuning into that. And so really coming back to our power and learning and embodying that we are in control, right? There's no reason we need to feel overwhelmed every single day, right? How can we reduce that? What can we shift? What can we delegate? What can we delete? Some things we waste our time on, waste our energy on, are literally useless. Like, are these things actually moving a needle forward in our business? Right? All these things that we have on our to-do list that's like miles long that we think we need to accomplish in the next 24 hours. Like, is that actually going to move the needle forward? So reassessing this, and I do this often, very frequently, especially as I'm building the foundation of my business, right? What are the things that actually matter, right? I look at my list and be okay with moving things off the list. Like, this is not set in stone, right? We are the ones that make it seem like it's such a big, important thing. It's not. If I don't post every single day, it's going to be fine. Like, we're going to be fine. You know what I mean? And it's, again, like knowing that it's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to put your mental health first, right? Something I tell myself, it's like, it's safe to make a decision and change my mind for the sake of my mental health. It is safe to build a business that supports my well-being. It is safe to maybe take a little longer. Like, it's okay if I take a little longer to get towards my goal, if I'm happier along the way. Like, these are all things that I'm empowering and anchoring into myself. So what's some things that you wish to believe, that you want to shift your narrative around in your business? And you get to do that because you're in control. You're the boss, right? Like, no one's going to fire you. Your clients aren't going to divorce you or fire you. Like, no one's going to be like, oh my God, you said you were going to post 5 times a day on TikTok, but you only posted 3. You aren't going to get in trouble. And I think that's like, for me, that was an energy from the corporate world, like, because I had a boss and like I had to be on time, and that was still like something I was carrying from the corporate world into my business. But like, when you get to be your own boss, you get to drop that, right? Because no one's gonna come after you, right? And if anyone does, like, they're not your people. Like, people are watching you that closely. And that means you have a really good fan base, actually. They're like, oh, I was waiting for that video. Oh my gosh, you didn't post it. And don't get me wrong, like, it is important to stick to your word and stick to things you're going to do. Like, don't just be like, oh, I'm going to cancel all the things I committed to. But it's like, okay, I realized I over committed myself. I'm actually going to shift this. I'm going to post X amount of times, or like, I'm overwhelmed, like I cannot juggle it all, I'm gonna do a little bit less, I might look a little different. Like communicating that to your audience, to your community, to yourself, and knowing that it's okay and you can build back up there. But knowing that all the actions you get to do don't need to overwhelm you, and looking at other options and ways to make it easier in your life. So that's what I want to share today, because something that comes up a lot for me and my clients, other entrepreneurs I talk to, is a sense of overwhelm. And knowing that we don't have to experience that. It gets to be different. You get to have more joy. You get to be less stressed as you build your business, because actually that is the way to build it, and the way that's going to be sustainable. So thank you so much for hopping on and hopping on like it's a Zoom call. But thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, if you resonated with it, please leave a comment below. Please like, subscribe, share. And if you really want to share your thoughts and things that came up for you, DM me on Instagram. I would love to hear your thoughts and anything that you resonated with as well. If you want to join the Lit Up Club and join more of my community, join our weekly live sessions and get some really deeper insights on things I'm experiencing and navigating as I build my lit up life and create my business and all the things, I really invite you to join the Lit Up Club. It is the place to be. It is such a vibe. Link is in the bio, or link is in the description. I go in between podcast talk and YouTube talk, but we'll get it. Link is in the description. And I'm so grateful to have you here watching this video. Send you so much love. Let's go create lives that we're absolutely obsessed with and become so lit up along the way. All right, I'll see you in the next video. And until then, take care. Bye.